Yes, here we go.
We are here.
Beaming in from what appears to be the same theater. I think we are just we're like I think you're one perspective and I'm the other way. I don't know. It's very strange. Okay.
Hey, you wanna watch some TV or something?
Skip it. Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Nothing but foul language and toilet humor.
I'm disgusted and repulsed and I can't look away.
I need these things! I need these things! Tell me, do you wanna go? We're stopping on the color line. Oh, no way, Jose. This just in, go to hell!
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Hello, friends and listeners. Welcome to a brand new episode of Watch Skip Plus. We are a movie review podcast with a lifestyle twist, and that means that I, Cupcake, also known as Jose, my co-host Mike, also known as WillDaBeast, we review a new streaming or theatrical film, although we haven't really streamed yet. I don't think so. Eeny meeny, sorry. After we review a streaming theatrical film, we then give you a plus, which is a bonus review that can be on anything. If this is the first time you're seeing us on Spotify or YouTube, please make sure to like and comment. We want to try to get this community going. And if you're listening to us, please make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. Mike, how are you doing this week?
Hey, this week I learned to embrace the bullshit and just go through it, man. It's like one of those things.
Bullshit.
This world is like on fire every single place where you go. You kind of just have to be like that meme of the dog sitting and drinking coffee while flames are going everywhere.
Yeah,
It's your,
and be
your
like, this
brain
is
will-
totally fine.
You have to sometimes. You have to just be like, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. Because every day it's like a different door opens into the crypt and you're just looking further into the darkness of this world.
Yeah, every day it's like the clown car of horror. Like somebody emerges and just like tries to destroy life as we know it.
You know, we just got to keep going forward, loving life, watching movies.
Yeah.
I got a couple rap shows coming up. Oh, and I'm going to Vegas this upcoming weekend.
Oh
So-
shit, Vegas. Actually, you know what? You know what? Speaking of a world that is crumbling, it actually sort of dovetails with the movie that we're reviewing.
It kinda does.
We are in the doldrums of August. Like I don't
Oh man.
we had some blockbusters that weren't really quote unquote blockbusters. I think Superman's doing really well, but yeah, the doldrums of August. We had a bunch of choices, but I don't think many people would really know much. I think this is probably our most well known. What are we reviewing this week?
We are reviewing Ron Howard's Eden.
Yes, interesting. Great cast.
Great
Fun-
director.
Funbag Sweeney is in it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know that's so rude. It's terrible, but I have to mention this. So this is on the Wikipedia for Sydney Sweeney, but apparently it says here, after Sweeney appeared on Saturday Night Live in March 2024, conservative Canadian publication National Post ran an article asking, and the headline was, "Are Sydney Sweeney's breasts double D harbingers of the death of woke?" So, I mean, listen, I felt bad about calling her fun bags, but like when a national newspaper is talking about her double Ds, and then the whole stupid gene controversy with American Eagle, which I think I had heard now that it was like completely manufactured, that there really was no controversy over the eugenics of the ad. It's so weird. I think the funniest thing, though, not funny, I mean, it's a little sad, I guess, is that after this campaign premiered, foot traffic in the American Eagle stores declined sharply. Did you read that? I was like, whoa. And then Americana bombed. Anyway, all right. Let's do this. Let's jump below the line. Ron Howard, who the hell is that?
Ronnie. Ronnie.
So for the younger viewers and listeners, we don't do this below the line stuff just to hear ourselves talk. It might seem like that, okay? It might, but I know when I started as a cinephile and I saw a director's name and I was like, maybe I should figure out what else he did. We didn't have IMDb, right? I had to
Yeah.
research. I had to like look at other movies and figure out what he had directed before. And so when we talk about these people below the line, we want to inspire the younger viewers and listeners who aren't, these seasoned cinephiles that we are, because we've seen everything, right? We want them to sort of explore some of their other movies. So yeah, and even when we talk about the cast, if you like fun bags, check out Madam Web, that kind of thing. So anyway,
Immaculate, where you see her have another awful birth scene.
oh my God. Although she produced Immaculate, it was really good, actually.
I like Immaculate.
I know. So here we go. We're going to dive below the line on Eden. Our director is Ron Howard. We mentioned him. 2 Oscars, 7 Emmys, 2 Golden Globes, a Grammy Award, and Jude Law's penis in a pear tree. Anyway, he has directed 9 actors in Oscar-nominated performances. 2 of them won. We will get to that. But so Ron Howard, humble beginnings as a child actor. He was a staple of some popular shows in the 60s. That's 1960. His parents, Rance Howard, who's an actor and a director, Jean Spiegel, she's an actress, brother Clint Howard, daughter, this is that celluloid royalty, Bryce Dallas Howard, the dinosaur chaser in heels and the assassin ice skater. God, Argyle was fucking awful.
She is gorgeous too.
She is gorgeous.
Ooh.
Love her. That red hair, amazing. So Ron Howard was on 2 classic television shows, The Andy Griffith Show with Andy Griffith, Don Knotts, what's his name? Jim Neighbors.
Yeah, such a part of my childhood. Yours too?
Oh my God. Oh, absolutely. And then his other popular show, Happy Days, which I watched all the time. Scott Baio was on it. He's in the news now. He's a little bit of a hard right conservative guy. So he would parlay that into a movie career. So his popular hits were 1962's Music Man, the music film adaptation, and then George Lucas's American Graffiti. Fun note, the unsold pilot for Happy Days was actually seen by George Lucas. And although the show didn't really go anywhere, Lucas saw it and cast Howard in American Graffiti. And when the film blew up, and in particular Howard's performance, ABC was like, oh shit, we need to look at this Happy Days thing. And there you go, folks. Howard's directorial debut is 1977's Grand Theft Auto, and that's not the video game, folks. It's that's the title of the film. He was in it as well. So if we look at Ron Howard's resume in the 80s, he was doing comedy dramas. His go-to guy was Michael Keaton, so he directed him in Night Shift and Gung Ho. Keaton would later return in The Paper, which is one of Ron Howard's, I think, underrated films. It's a really great drama. Paved the way for like The Newsroom. Glenn Close is in it. It's such a great movie. But his stock in trade would go from comedy dramas to basically historical dramas. And he does love a good leading man. So we're looking at Tom Hanks, 1984's Splash with Daryl Hannah, 95 Apollo 13, the Da Vinci Code films. Splash was my favorite. How come they have not rebooted that? Out of all the Disney properties, we haven't gotten a Splash reboot.
It's ripe for a reboot. It's so
totally
perfectly
ripe for a reboot. I mean, can you imagine a mermaid trying to figure out social media? It's there, Disney, do it.
I mean, Aquamarine, starring Bill Paxton's daughter from 15 years ago or whatever, that's kind of sort of a kid's version in a type of sort of way.
A little bit, but Disney, you're missing your IP.
We need a remake for sure. Yeah.
Another frequent leading man, Russell Crowe. So we're looking at A Beautiful Mind, which got him Best Picture, Ron Howard, that is, Best Picture and Best Director. And then we got Best Supporting Actress, Jennifer Connelly. Interestingly, I don't think her performance in that is worthy of an Oscar, but who am I? She's good in it. It's not worthy of an Oscar. They also collaborated on Cinderella Man, Ron Howard and Russell Crowe. He's also hitched his cart to Chris Hemsworth with some varying degrees of success. So I'm looking at the Formula One autobiography Rush, and then In the Heart of the City. Howard's not a stranger to genre, so he did 1985's Cocoon, which was a huge hit, basically about aliens who come to Earth and restore the life force of the residents of a senior citizen retirement home. I can't make this up. It's a great movie, though. And you say Don Amici got a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for it, and I'm thinking about that Gonzo dance scene where he goes to the nightclub and he's like dancing and doing the splits. Oh my God, I love Cocoon. 88's Willow. 2018 Solo, a Star Wars story. We talked about that because Alden Ehrenreich was in Weapons.
Yeah.
And then this is a banger, 2003's The Missing, which is a revisionist Western
Yeah.
with
it's-
Tommy Lee Jones and Kate Blanchett.
It leads right to it's the most like Eden in his entire filmography,
Probably, at least with regards to violence, right?
and overall look and vibe and kind of
Yeah.
period piecey. I mean, he always loves period pieces, doesn't he?
Totally. Historical dramas are his thing. There is one blight on his resume, folks, and that is Netflix's adaptation of Hillbilly Elegy, written by J.D. Vance.
That is.
Um,
I've never watched it. Did you watch it ever?
No, but the critical reception
Fair.
was like the biggest poo-poo ever.
Yeah.
Glenn Close got a nomination for it, but I hear it's a terrible film. Howard, who's pretty much done everything, I think he's now dipping into directing animated features. So there's something called The Shrinking of the Treehorn, which has been picked up by Netflix.
Yeah, lots of documentaries has been his newest passion. I don't know. He's done like 7 or 8 in the last
Definitely.
decade. He did a Beatles doc. That was actually pretty good.
Speaking of Howard bangers, I know I'm missing a ton of titles, but what are some that come to mind when I say Ron Howard?
For me, the number one is Parenthood. I saw that with my
Yes.
entire family, my dad's
So
side,
good.
in theaters, and I love that movie still. I watch it almost yearly. As a parent, it still hits that ending sequence of grandma talking about life being a roller coaster.
Oh,
I love that scene so much.
Perfectly designed to make us all cry.
It is. That movie, like you said, Splash. We didn't talk about Far and Away with Cruise and Kidman, which also is very beautifully shot.
I love Far and Away. And how about
Draft?
Yeah,
Draft is great. He used to have a great, created this awesome ride at the Universal. And
the Backdraft ride.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I think it's now The Mummy. It became The Mummy, right? They used some of the fire effects in it. But and then Frost Nixon, I think, with Frank Langella playing Nixon. Like, my God. I remember there was a critic that said Frost Nixon actually makes the audience feel sympathetic for Nixon. And it's like, what? I am not a crook. That guy. So yeah. And Ed TV. I'm not gonna lie.
I love Ed TV.
I know everybody loved The Truman Show, which also talked about like reality shows and stuff. But Ed TV has a great performance by Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Really does.
Oh, good. So good. And then, of course, The Grinch, folks. Everybody loves How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the live action one. So see, this is now you all can see this movie and be like, oh, Ron Howard, let me check out some of his other stuff. So there you go. We should mention
away from his 2010s. His 2010s are a mess. Like The Dilemma, freaking
I know.
In the Heart of the Sea. I don't know. And I don't like any of those based off of the book, whatever, the Angels and Demons. They're all awful. I mean,
no, actually, they're kind of bad.
they are. I only
kind of
saw the
fun.
first 2 and I turned off the second one.
Yeah.
Maybe Inferno is good. I mean, who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, he did. I mean, Solo's fine. Out of the 2010s, I'd say that's fine.
Yeah. Would you say that Howard has a discernible style? I think
No.
he's just more like a working man's director. There's no like visual panache. There's just
Nope.
here you go. Here's the story.
But he makes sure his movies look good. Like,
Oh, yeah.
every one of his movies look fucking fantastic, and they're all framed very well. They're all directed very like Director 101, how you're taught to direct when you go to college. So he very much knows how to direct. What makes him so talented is he can take any story and he can pretty much make it come alive the way that it's written to be. That's really what he's good at. He doesn't need to change things a lot. He can just come in, do what needs to be done, and get out. But this, this was more of a passion project for him. And
Yeah, as I hear. Yeah.
we'll get more into this one.
We should say that he and Brian Grazer, they run Imagine Entertainment. Brian Grazer, super producer with his, crazy sprouted chia pet hair. But they do a lot of movies and television. A lot of
Yeah.
them have been hits. So check them out. So this film is written, story by Ron Howard and Noah Park, and then screenplay by, Noah Pink.
Yeah.
And then screenplay by Noah Pink. He's a Canadian screenwriter, director, TV producer. He created Genius for Nat Geo about the life of Albert Einstein. And then he also wrote the screenplay for Apple TV's Tetris. Interesting fun fact, he competed in swimming for Canada in the 2001 Maccabee Games in Israel, and then he went to UPenn and swam on their competitive team as well. A couple more below the line. Our music is Hans Zimmer. I mean, I refuse to keep jerking off Hans Zimmer because I love him. He's got the Incubator with all those other, composers who are great, the Gregson Williams, Lauren Bath, all those people. He's absolutely amazing. If you want to know more about Hans Zimmer, definitely check out episode 59, The Creator, and then episode 70, Dune 2. Zimmer's a frequent collaborator with Ron Howard. I think this is their 10th film together. And all I'm going to say about Zimmer is he can be hoity-toity all he wants, but I'm just going to say, on his resume are Story of O, Chapter 2, The Zero Boys, and Muppet Treasure Island. So take your hoity-toity, Hans Zimmer, and just remember your humble beginnings. Anyway, no, I joke, of course. Hans Zimmer, absolutely brilliant. I love his music. How do you feel about Zimmer?
Oh, yeah, he's great. When you think about cinematic scores, you think of Hans Zimmer. Even that Muppet Treasure Island score, man, that is really like a banger. When you think of swashbuckling, you think of that.
Totally.
I mean, it's like Pirates of Penzance for kids.
Exactly. He knows what he's doing. Our DP is Matthias Herndl. He's a German DP and director, probably best known for a lot of Canadian television shows. So I'm looking at Endgame, Flashpoint. That was about the Strategic Response Unit. That ran for 4 years. The Pink Ranger is on that. Amy Jo Johnson, Enrico Colantini, their cast members, Motive, and then a lot of episodes of the Jordan Peele, Simon Kinberg rebooted Twilight Zone. Jumping into our cast, because this one's pretty stacked, although a lot of them have definitely appeared on other episodes. So Jude Law, British actor of the stage and the screen. He actually had a Tony nomination for the Broadway play Indiscretions. He played opposite Kathleen Turner, who, by the way, I saw completely naked in Baltimore when she did The Graduate with the cute American Pie boy and Alicia Silverstone. I saw that live and I was like, wow, she shaved. Anyway.
She went completely nude on stage for that, huh?
Oh, she grew. Kathleen Turner, man, she was looking fantastic, I'll tell you.
What year was that?
Oh, God, I can't remember.
Early 90s?
It must have been.
So she was banging still. She was banging. Yeah.
So for Jude Law, early film standouts, 1999's Shopping. He played opposite his future wife, Sadie Frost. They're now divorced. Andrew Nichols' Gattaca. And then he blew up in 99 with The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah.
By the way, if you pause it, you will see his penis in that film. He seems to love to get it out. And I you know what? For an actor to do male nudity, I'm happy to have Jude Law because he's done it in a ton of films.
He looks like he had a BBL done. Did you see that? Those cheeks are Clapton in that one scene. He looked like
I was like,
you're gonna put a plate on that butt.
I was like, digital enhancement or what? Like the sun was like creeping around that shot. It was so bizarre.
That was a very large buttocks. I mean, that was like it was like rap video size.
Oh my God, Becky, Jude Law's butt.
If we were to title, that would be the title.
Jude Law got back. So after his performance in Talented Mr. Ripley in 99, he blew up and he basically became a joke. The joke was There's a movie coming out and Jude Law's in it. Like he literally was in everything. I'm
Oh,
not kidding.
everything
IMDb
in
his
2004.
resume seriously. But recently he's been a bit of a Disney hoe, and I say that because he was in Captain Marvel. He played Captain Hook in the live action Peter Pan and Wendy,
Yeah.
and then he's on Skeleton Crew, the Star Wars show. But recently he did The Order, directed by Justin Kurzel, and he's really, really good in that, about a
Mm.
detective that takes on white supremacists led by Nick Holt, who I don't really like to see Nick Holt as villains, but what can you do? He's great.
He's really good at a villain.
He is actually. He does really well. Like Kill Your Darlings, like all that. He's actually a really good villain. And then Law also does a lot of philanthropy for theater and arts, political activism. How do you feel about Law? Is there a performance for him that stands out for you?
Man, he's really good in a lot of stuff. Recently, The Nest, I think, kind of got overlooked.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sundance that came out during the pandemic. He was really good in that. And I kind of wish that Sky Captain went somewhere because he's really fun in that.
Oh, he
And I
is
love
really
the
fun.
look of it. Yeah, I wish he would have got more. I mean, there's like a mini doc about the director and how he put everything into that. And of course, he
Oh
never did
yeah.
it again. But
And then it bombed.
and it bombed. And
Yeah.
I really like him in Closer. I think Closer is a very, like, I don't know. To me,
Based on a play.
based on a play, and it feels like it's the most 1970s thing that ever came out of the 2000s. It really feels like it
Oh
should
yeah.
have been made in 77.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's
Um,
so great.
Also, if you like your Jude Law with a little raunchiness and nudity, the Young Pope series was actually
Oh yeah.
pretty freaking good on HBO. Moving on, we've got Ana De Armas.
We talked about her.
We have 127 Ballerina. Ugh. Um, we'll have some stuff to talk about
We're
because
not the biggest fans of her. I
I'm
mean,
still not completely sold on
I'm not
acting.
either. I'm not
Um,
either.
Speaking of not completely sold on acting, Sydney Sweeney, we discussed her on Madam Web,
Yeah.
episode 68. She blew up. Actually, it wasn't Madam Web that blew her up. It was Euphoria, and then Glenn Powell. She and him were having a moment. Anything But You, and then of course Immaculate, and now this. Daniel Bruehl. Also, a Watch Skip Plus person we've talked about, so check out episode 13, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, he's very good. Very, very good. He acts with his eyes. Oof.
Baron Zemo, baby. So
Yeah.
he's in the MCU. His breakout role was Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. He played a Nazi soldier in that. He has worked with Howard before on Rush, and apparently he in terms of critical reception, he stole the show from Hemsworth. He played Niki Lauda, a former F1 driver, and widely regarded as being extremely good in that. Here's the thing about Daniel Bruehl. Bruehl, right? Sounds like a German last name. His full name is Daniel Caesar Martin Bruehl Gonzalez. So
Oh,
he's
interesting.
actually German and Spanish and has dual citizenship in both countries. His
Wow.
father is German, but born in Brazil. His mother is a Spanish teacher. Interesting that he went with Bruehl and not Gonzalez. I don't know.
Yeah.
Think of that what you will. Speaking of All Quiet on the Western Front, episode 13, Felix Kammerer is in this. And Felix Kammerer, his big screen debut was as the lead in All Quiet on the Western Front. And man, did he knock that out of the park. Sadly, since then, he's only been in a few European miniseries. And then this is probably his biggest film to date. Although, hold the horses because he's going to appear in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. So
he's got a face made for like period pieces, doesn't he? He looks like he comes right out of old Renaissance painting. He's got just a very unique look.
Thank you for mentioning that, because what I wanted to add was, so apparently the director of All Quiet on the Western Front his wife had seen Camera at theater and was like, audition this kid. And he was like, yeah, he's really great. They still went through like 400 other people, but they were just so awestruck by Camera that they cast him. But this is what director Berger said about him. He said the first time he saw him, he was struck by the fact that his face was already so old-fashioned and so classic looking and so pure and so innocent. And he was like, I've got to have him. He will play off some of that pureness and innocence in this film as well. We'll get to that. We've got Toby Wallace, an Australian actor. I remember seeing him in episode 85 of Watch Skip Plus for bike riders. And I remember seeing him in that film and being like, he looks really kind of too ethnic for the role that they're getting him to play in that film. Who knew he was Australian? I don't know. Anyway, speaking of Australian, Richard Roxburgh shows up in this. I happen to think he's gorgeous. He's absolutely gorgeous. People will know him from Moulin Rouge. He played the henchman Hugo Stamp in Mission Impossible 2. Moriarty in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and then Count Dracula in Stephen Sommers' Van Helsing, which I love. Curiously enough, he met his wife on the set of Van Helsing, who played Dracula's bride. Interesting how that works on sets sometimes. He's also written a child's adventure book called Artie and the Grime Wave and directed the film Romulus, My Father with Eric Bana. Notes about the cast. Anything you want to say about the cast before we dive in?
Nope, you hit them all.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't talk Vanessa Kirby, but we talked about her in Fantastic Four.
That's right. I'm sorry. Yes. Duh. The other person, Vanessa Kirby, we find her to be a little icy. Yeah. We're certainly going to talk about that here.
Doesn't change that much, does she?
No. And I was thinking about, pieces of a woman. She's really good in that. You had mentioned that. But then there was also a Netflix movie called The Night Comes where she's pretty intense.
Yeah, I need to see that still. I almost pushed play on it this week, but I didn't.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so this film is actually based on a true story. It followed a bunch of what we will call expats who, at the end of World War I, as fascism was sort of like booming in Germany, these expats decide to leave and then sort of start all over again on this island in the Galapagos. So Jude Law and his wife, they go there. Jude Law is a doctor, but he's a philosopher, and he's trying to write a book about how the world is crumbling and what we need to do to sort of like save ourselves. Kirby, his wife, actually has multiple sclerosis, and they move to this island. And then it's based on word getting back, because remember, this is the 1930s, right? So he's apparently writing these letters and then he's shipping them off, and then it's getting to Germany and people are talking about his, starting his life over and writing this manifesto for philosophy. And then another working class couple sort of follows him, and that's Daniel Bruehl and Sydney Sweeney, and they have a child who apparently has some mental health issues and is ailing. Yeah, they moved to this island, Floriana, in the Galapagos. Again, this is after World War I, and then arrives Ana De Armas, who is, she calls herself the Baroness. She is obviously of the 3% Germany, or allegedly, and she arrives with this whole entourage. There's a bodyguard, there's her lover who's an architect, there's a guy who's supposed to set up a hotel, and we follow this film as they kind of try to restart society, but then just fall right back into all of the pitfalls that you can't seem to sort of escape when you have people trying to cohabitate together.
Yeah.
So that's basically
without order and structure. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the logline goes, based on a factual account of a group of outsiders who settle on a remote island, only to discover their greatest threat isn't the brutal climate or the deadly wildlife, but each other. Also, trigger warning: cruelty to animals. Not necessarily. Well, yeah. There is things happen to animals because let's just face it. If you're starting over with a farm, there's going to be damage to animals, and a poor donkey. So let's start with you. Spoiler-free thoughts on Eden, which kind of came out of nowhere, and also I was like, Ron Howard. Ron Howard, who? When was the last time he had something? Right. Yeah. So how do you feel about this movie?
Well, I've like we talked about during his filmography, I'm a fan of Ron Howard, but he wants to dig deeper into the truth of a lot of his true stories. I mean, he loves to tell biopics and he loves to twist the stories around quite a bit. So, I mean, it's up to you to kind of dig into the real story and see what's put on screen. But basically the story is that he went to this island in the Galapagos like 15, 16 years ago, became obsessed with the story of it, went to this famous cave where Bruehl's wife, played by Sweeney, actually gave birth to a child. And a lot of the true story stuff is fascinating. It's interesting. I can understand why he made a movie. I don't know why he decided to write this with a new screenwriter who didn't really understand the scope of the story. It's a mess. I mean, the story itself is very, very interesting, and this film is not. This is very boring. Everything looks good. Everything looks beautiful. Everything is really well done. And I was digging its vibes until in comes De Armas pulling this, I don't even know, like J-Lo coming in thinking she's all queen shit. When she comes in and hams the shit out of it, I mean, the more I see her, the more I do not like her. She's not good in this. She comes in and the tone turns into a campy soap opera and it just never gives up. I mean, we have this long birth scene that is the most overdramatic soap opera piece of shit scene. I mean, I was laughing and the whole theater was laughing, and you're not supposed to be laughing. This is supposed to be very dramatic, but it's done so campy, so corny, so overly dramatic. It's like I couldn't catch the fucking tone of this movie. Like at one minute it felt like this is a so bad it's good kind of movie, but then it just never got good. It was too boring. And at times, I mean, you for no reason at all, you see freaking Jude Law's wiener. I think part of the reason why he was casted is because he has small teeth, so they could put fake gums on him, so you couldn't.
Yeah,
he had
his character apparently to avoid like. I guess it would seem like to avoid being scammed by dentists and to avoid infection, he just pulled all his fucking teeth.
Yeah. And so they have him like this the whole time.
And he's like, no, I know. And I was
forcing his bottom lip out to make it seem like he doesn't have teeth in. And then right in the beginning, he talks a little bit like this, like he doesn't have teeth. And then that goes away.
A little bit. It comes back.
It comes and goes.
He had that lisp, and then I don't think they could have had him talking like that.
And then when he puts the metal teeth in.
Humanity is
so what the fuck is this movie, dude? It is a hot steaming mess of shit. Like,
wow,
interesting ideas, cool concept, but it's way too long. It's way too mixed together.
Oh, there you go, way too long.
It is 2 hours and 9 minutes for this thing. It's so miscast. I mean, Fun Bags, this is not for you. This was not her fun.
So you did not like Sydney Sweeney's performance?
No.
Interesting.
I didn't. The only person I thought who was any good really were her lovers and Daniel Bruehl. I thought those three were really
Bruehl.
Yeah.
He also got daddified. He also got daddified. Like he takes his shirt off and I was like, hello.
Yeah. He's Bruehl's great. I mean, and the
What'd
guy
you think of Vanessa Kirby?
Oh, no. No. I did, dude. I did not like her at all in this. I mean, yes, the character I guess we're not supposed to like, and she is kind of the bad guy because supposedly her book that she wrote has a very different concept of, what happened compared to. Yeah, the real life story is they both women wrote books, and we don't really know the truth. And this is kind of Ron just picking in bits of things that he thought would make for some 1970s epic. Something that would have came out definitely during the 70s. Maybe Werner Herzog would have done, But it's not what he did. I mean, it is kind of a mess like some of Herzog's, but it's not a fascinating mess. It's not really entertaining to watch. There's entertaining moments, and there is some good performances. Like I said, those three specifically, the two who play her lovers and Bruehl, they're all really good. It looks beautiful. I mean, cinematography is gorgeous. The set design, but it's so unrealistic how quickly they built that house together. All of a sudden, I'm pregnant, and we see
Oh my God, I know.
them building this house, and then she's like 6 months pregnant, and they're done with this fully formed, functioning cabin. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't really believe that. And where did you get the glass? You like heated and made the glass with the with. I mean, come on. There was so much stuff in this that just made no logical sense.
No. It's true. It's true. So let me ask you this.
This is a fucking skip, yo. Skip.
Oh,
Diana De Armas
yeah.
if Diana De Armas is in one of these movies, I just know it's going to be a skip. De Armas just can't act, and I feel like she ruins everything she's in. She needs to
Wow.
really turn it around because I don't know. This is not good, man. The whole time I was
So
like, God damn you! You made me see this movie, Jose, because of Jude Law's normal
mean,
size
listen,
wiener, but thick butt. Wow.
listen, let me just tell you, that was really the only reason why I went to see this was I heard Jude Law did full frontal nudity, and it is one for the record books, folks. Like, there's a side profile, you see it, and then that badonkadonk butt hiding the sun, eclipsing the sun. It's there.
He's gumming it the whole time.
But he's all like datified, like with his. I mean, he looks. Wow, him and Bruehl. Actually, the whole cast is gorgeous. I mean, listen,
They look good.
Sydney Sweeney. I mean, I thought she was just beautiful, just kind of like raw, like working class, like, dirty hands, making my life on this island. Like, I don't know. Everybody was really, really good in it. There's also, I love that this also has more male nudity than
Yeah.
I think really all we get is like De Armas's and Sweeney's, like, well, Sweeney breastfeeds or whatever.
Yeah. Sweeney breastfeeds and De Armas has a wet
A wet,
top.
yeah, negligee or whatever. So, I mean, listen, like, that was the draw. But before I get into my spoiler-free thoughts, let me ask you something. This is obviously a dramatization of these events.
Yeah.
Do you think it had anything to say, though? Did you come out of this film being like, okay, Ron Howard, passion project, he wanted us to see this, but is he saying anything that affects the audience?
I mean, he's trying to say that you can never really escape the bourgeois. As much as you think you can never escape either the look or the feel or the attitude of the rich. When you're alone in these circumstances, there's always a power play. Humanity is going to do what they do, and everyone's going to try to take charge. In the end, if one family who didn't ever try to take charge, the Bruehl's character and Sweeney's,
The
were
Whitmers.
ones, the Whitmers, they were the ones who kept their nose to the grind and tried to just build their own world and their own life together. They're the ones we're supposed to look at as being the true humans, the true humanity, where that lies until you're pushed to a certain brink. He's trying to make some grandiose gesture or concept about, doesn't matter whether you're in 2025 and living in the city, living in the middle of nowhere, or 1930s on an island. We are humans, and we're always going to have these kind of internal battles, the keeping up with the Joneses, as you say.
Yeah. Does this make you want to explore the actual? Apparently, there's a really great documentary.
There's a doc, and I thought about it, but again, no, it didn't really make me want to explore more. It didn't. It was just like Ronnie, and I don't know. It's like he makes competent films, and the biggest news is that people are frustrated that his film from 2022 got thrown right on Amazon and didn't get a theatrical release yet.
13 Lives.
And he demanded that this got a theatrical release, whereas he probably should have flipped it. Yeah, the other one probably should have got a theatrical release because it's a much better movie than this. And
It
it's
is
still
really
kind
good.
of dramatic and soap opera-y. I don't know what it is. Like he's really gotten over the top. I guess he's always been that way, even back to Parenthood. And
Yeah, he likes the drama and history.
he's very Douglas Sirk-ish in his melodrama.
Okay, so my spoiler-free thoughts on Eden. Yeah, unfortunately, this, for me, it was like, oh, Jude Law gets it out. Let's see it. But I was also interested in the story itself and Ron Howard's return, I guess, to the big screen. Not that he ever left, but let's just say there was a slowdown in quality and releases as well. So I was really geared up for, like, I don't know, when we think of the pop culture zeitgeist, like Lost or like Yellow Jackets. So I was geared up for something Lord of the Fliesy.
Mm-hmm.
And what I ended up getting was a really bad community theater play is what
Yeah.
it felt like. Like I walked out and I was like, there's overacting and everybody's elbowing in to like deliver this like dramatic impresario like performance. And it's kind of like, what? And at first I thought, okay, they're escaping fascism. There's going to be this great political commentary about like, whatever. To be sure, it's there. As you said, I think that
Muddled.
the point, it's very muddled, but I think the point of the movie is that, you know, we can aspire to these utopias and these philosophies that may or may not teach us how to act in a society, and how there's like societal order and then there's morality and then personal orders, and how do those things clash. It has nothing brilliant to say about any of that. In
No.
fact, I was like, part of me in the beginning, like you said, I was with the vibe. I was like, oh, maybe I want to see what this, Dr. Ritter or whatever. I think that was his name, Dr.
Yeah, Ritter.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe I want to read what this Dr. Ritter wrote or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's not, I think he was trying to say something profound about society, but it certainly didn't come off that way. Um, I was waiting for you to say Sydney Sweeney was the heart of the film, because we
Whoa.
start with her narration in a
Yeah.
way. We follow her family. She goes through the worst of it. Actually, they all go through the worst of it. The
Yeah.
cows go through the worst of it. But she goes through the worst of it, and uh, I keep saying fun bags. I'm sure we're gonna get banned off of YouTube or something. I don't know.
We won't.
But I was impressed with Sydney
You
Sweeney's
were.
performance here.
Hmm.
She is deglammed.
Yeah.
She's hiding the fun bags under poor clothing, this and that. She's working the land. She's setting up water stuff. She's like, oh, get out of our water well. How would you like if you found two naked people in your water well? I
know,
would
it's like-
die. I would be like, we're not drinking from the water anymore,
Yeah.
despite the fact that that boy is cute. But Sydney Sweeney, I was actually impressed with her. It's a quiet, strong role. It's obviously, it feels anachronistic because she's going through this whole thing about how, I married him because I knew that that was my station in life. There were no other suitors. I was awkward. She talks about supporting her husband and doing these things and working the land. It's a very proto-feminist kind of like role that she takes
Yeah,
here.
but she's still too attractive for the role. She's way too attractive, even though they tried to ugly her up.
Even though they tried to ugly her up, yeah, I
We're
mean,
supposed to believe that she ended up being 23, and the only reason that she got married is because he asked her. I mean, come on, she's.
I
way
know.
too
I'm
good
looking
looking
at
for
her and
that.
I'm like, wait a minute. She's supposed to be this like
And then
non-prize.
Yeah, you see the photos of the woman who she really played, and no,
Yeah.
she's much
Yeah.
less attractive than her. So again,
But-
it didn't seem real. The character she was, and she's good at that character, but her looks, it almost seemed like they were trying too hard to uglify her or dumb her
Yeah.
down.
It's a disconnect. I mean, she
Yeah.
didn't go full on Charlize Theron monster,
No,
okay?
no.
But I mean, they could have given her some
Maybe she
decency.
could have. Maybe she should
They
have.
she could have, but I actually was really impressed with her role. I liked it.
I get
So
that.
so the potential that I see in this strong performance and her performance in Immaculate, I think Sydney Sweeney can do it, you know? I'm also not going to lie. I thought she was actually rather good in Madam Web, but who am I to say? But yeah, this is a hot mess. Ana De Armas, let's get to her.
Oh,
I-
I don't like her.
Let me just say that there are actors that could take on a performance like this character, and they can straddle the line between parody, bad acting, and actually saying something of worth through your acting.
Mm-hmm.
She does not do it. There's a hint of it in that there's a protracted, uncomfortable dinner scene that I think she excels at.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple more things that she excels at. There is a comeuppance a societal comeuppance scene that she has that I think she almost nailed. I think that if the scene had extended a little more and she was a little more crushed, we'll talk about that in the spoilers. But man, I can't, she can't do it. And I really, like you, I am really beginning to believe that maybe what that spark that we saw in No Time to Die really just means she's not good for lead roles.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people poo-pooed Blonde. I, I see potential there, but then everything else, like Deep Water, that the Patricia Highsmith, Adrian Lyne film, oh God, she's doing the same thing in that movie
Yeah.
that she does here.
I think she's only good in Knives Out, honestly. That's the only
Yeah.
thing that I've seen her in that I was like, oh, I don't see Ana De Armas. I see the character. I don't see her De Armas being her, you know.
Yeah.
Everything else, it's like, hi, it's me. I'm beautiful.
But-
Remember me? But it's,
But I don't think that was, I wouldn't call that
She's
a
pretty
lead
big.
role. She's a
No,
she's
no, she
supporting.
wasn't.
Yeah. Kirby does her icy thing again. I felt like, you know what, that's her stock in trade.
yeah, she's
And-
overacting the MS though, really bad. She
Yeah.
didn't. She hasn't been. My dad has MS. It runs in my family, and her. Yeah.
Can I
it was
tell you,
bad.
she had a movement coach. In the credits, there was a movement coach.
You could
and I
tell
was
she
like-
tried.
Yeah, she was trying. But I don't know, when your strongest scenes are with a donkey, there's something wrong with either the script or your performance. I don't know what's
I mean,
happening.
honestly, that's really the downfall of this is the script.
Yeah.
Some of the dialogue is so freaking cringy.
I mean, like I said, bad theater play.
Yeah.
Bad theater play. I don't know. Daniel Bruehl Gonzalez, I hope you can escape the
Yeah.
orbit of this fucking movie because it might drag you all down.
Yeah.
I feel like nobody's going to see this though, so maybe they have. Yeah, but
Do we know box office numbers? Have you looked at them at all? I mean,
I think it's doing well for an indie.
25
but
million budget. Is that what I heard?
I think so. I think so.
I mean, it looks great for 25 million. I mean, it's
I
that's
think a
what
quarter
we're
of that-
doing on it.
I think a quarter of that went to Jude Law's physical trainer. I'll say.
To his BBL surgeon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's great to look at. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was stunned by that full frontal scene. But everything else is like you said. It's histrionic. It's bad. Ana De Armas is terrible. Felix Kammerer, I think his character's supposed to be a scoundrel, a turncoat. I think he fares better than most.
Yep,
I
agree.
There's some naked fighting with the Aussie guy who I swear to God, that's a butt double. I swear it's not
He's
Toby.
good. I kind of liked him. Yeah.
I kind of liked him too, but you knew immediately when there was the weird threesome vibes. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie doesn't really have anything profound to say except that humans are animals.
Yeah. That's how
Basically,
they're-
that often we devolve into our animal instincts, right? What does Ritter say? We are designed to eat, fuck, fight, kill, whatever.
That accent too. Good. Man.
We're human animals designed to kill. And it's like, oh, okay, fine.
He's like learned his stutter, his voice from Mike Tyson.
Oh my God, we're laughing, and we don't
We should-
look. There's a lot of artistry here, and the story, no doubt, is very, very compelling. But this is just, man, this is,
mess.
dude, people poo-pooed Madam Web. That looks like there's at least some artistry to that in terms of this film. But anyway, yeah, skip as well. I think,
Yeah,
is
it's a
this our
skip.
first double skip?
I don't know. We tend to be too. I've heard from people who say you two are a little bit too nice. It's like we just like what we like. I don't know.
I know.
When we
I-
don't.
Well, listen, I called her fun bags, and I said it was a bad community theater play. Is that? I think that's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just this is shit. It really it's
Yeah.
glossy shit. It looks good, but it's just stinky and hollow and full of
Yeah.
undigested corn. It's just it's what it is. It is a corny mess, and it is
Yeah.
just Not
And for the life of me, I could not understand Ana de Armas's character's motive. Like she's there to create like an island paradise hotel resort.
and how does she get the she's a
How are you gonna
self-proclaimed
do that?
baroness.
But
She flips
she
her way
doesn't.
into money. That's
Yeah,
I
but
mean
she
that's
does.
what we're supposed to believe.
But she doesn't have any money. That's why she came to the island. Anyway, it's ooh yeah.
Her explanation of her character just did not. Yeah, she's like, how did you get 200 acres of land from the governor? Because I mean, we're taught to believe that she sleeps her way through. The one gentleman who comes on to the island to kind of document everything.
Hollywood guy, yeah.
She kind of breaks down. She's like, "Take me with you, please. I'll fuck you any way you want." And it's like, okay, this is
So that was the comeuppance scene where he's like, we'll get to that in spoilers, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Double skip. All right.
double
So
skip.
if you have not seen Eden, and we don't recommend that you do, unless you want to see it, you want to see it, folks. So we're gonna spoil Eden faster than you can say uncut penis in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So spoilers. I think there's really not much to talk about except for the fact that so ostensibly, if we look at this, even though it's based on a true story, right? What we have here is the strata of society. Bruehl, the Whitmers are our entry point because they are the working class, right?
Yep,
And then
that's who we follow.
Ritter and his wife are like the intelligentsia, the academia. They came from working class, but now they're like so hoity-toity that their whole life is just philosophy, right?
Yeah.
And
like,
then
like
he,
a good cult leader, they follow his philosophy, and they all showed up because they read his
because of
book.
him, exactly. And then Ana De Armas comes in and she represents the wealthy who are like, they have designs about what they want to do, and they're all about take it. But then when you look under the surface, they don't really have any good ideas, and they're just piggybacking off of other people's money
and
or
using their
people.
looks and
Yeah.
sexuality. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, we follow them. I mean, in sort of a soap opera kind of way, I guess it's kind of compelling. But for the most part, I don't like the Jude Law character.
No, I hated him. We're supposed to hate him.
Yeah, and the wife is really icy. Their relationship is terrible. There's a little drama with Bruehl and her, but they're really giving it a go. I mean, it's terrible because, Ritter fancies the island as being this like restart, right? But when they come, he sets them up for failure. He shows them to the mountainside, which we all know there's nothing you're going to be able to grow on a fucking mountainside, right? But then they make it work, and then he's like, oh fuck, they made it work. Their garden is so beautiful, right? Meanwhile, I got this piddly, tiny shit that pigs are eating, right? I can't even keep people out of it, and they've grown vegetables and set up a water system. And then Ana De Armas comes in and she's like, oh, we're going to set up on the beach. Oh, no, that's not good. Let's set up near them or whatever. Oh, we're going to use your well and so it's this commentary about how the wealthy sort of steal from the working class while avoiding the intelligentsia because they're too smart to fall for that shit. So, they latch themselves on and under the guise of, well, shared community, we're just going to use your water until we do our own water. And then, even the film doesn't have much to say, if it's trying to say this, about the working class because they're too nice to tell them to fuck off.
And they allow everyone to step over him. I mean, why didn't they say, you're too close to our fucking land. You're having sex in the wild with our young son right there. Get the fuck out. This is a huge island. You don't need to be here. But again, like you said, the working class allows the rich, the pretty, and the academic to step all over them. And I guess that's the message. You're saying it, gosh.
Like their fucking body fluids were in the water well, okay? And then Sweeney says, well, we can't refuse the lunch because in the long run, it would be worse for our relationship with them. Right? And we, in a way, I think that's supposed to make the audience be like, oh, we deal with that all the time with work and neighbors and people we don't like, but we, hang out with them for the connections or whatever. But in this context, it's like, I'd be like, fuck off. I got a rifle and a bull. Get off my fucking land, you know?
Exactly. Humanity is humanity, no matter what the day and age or place, and that's basically what this movie says. Humanity is darkness. We have to make a decision to either pull up ourselves by our bootstraps, work together as a family unit, and make things work like we see the one family do, or you are pretending like you have it all together, like the doctor does. Like he doesn't have anything together. He doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, he's failed at everything. Why did he pull out his teeth out? It was more of a look at what I can do.
Yeah, it was, well, that and the whole writing the book thing, which he ends up getting writer's block. And then I guess the big sort of thing with that couple is that it turns out that like he's not this big philosopher. He can't live off the land. And instead of being like the Ana De Armas character who just steals from the Bruehls, which was so sad. They go in there and so you had mentioned it, she's about ready to give birth, and while that's happening, the two other lackeys are sneaking into their cabin and taking all
the
of
Armas
their
will
food and
only
stuff.
eat canned food. She will not eat anything from the land. She only wants to eat what comes from the mainland.
The mainland. I told you I only eat the mainland, right?
What the hell?
Yeah. Although let's face it, she came with an architect, a bodyguard, and somebody else. They don't know how to work the land. They have no fucking clue.
What happened to the other guy? They just kind of wrote him off. I don't even remember. She came with a third guy, and all of a sudden he's gone.
Oh yeah, she said like, you're fired. Get out of here. And
then
for all I know, he swam to a ship or something. I don't know.
We never really explained what happened.
Yeah, it was super weird. Or is that the skeleton on the beach?
No, I think the skeleton on the beach is supposed to be the Rory character, the blonde from Western Front. He gets on. We see him.
We see him get on the boat,
and he tells him to go a different way, and he's like, "Well, if we go that way, we're going to be dealing with weather." And basically,
oh yeah, and then the boat basically capsized, and their dead bodies rolled up. Yeah, but like, you know, she's having this pregnancy, and they're stealing all the stuff. And then out comes the most horrific looking silicone prosthetic baby you could ever imagine.
Jiggly.
And it's like gray and it's almost dead. That was a nightmare. That baby's gonna haunt my nightmares. But like, and then we're like, oh my God, the baby's gonna die or whatever. And then he like smacks it around and it starts crying. It actually is like, "Rah," and it starts crying. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so scary. I don't know. People should watch it and let me know. Do you think that's a realistic infant? Because I just saw like Tim Burton Nightmare, David Cronenberg Nightmare. Or whatever.
She's got these rabid wild dogs like right at her face, barking and about ready to kill her.
I know.
She's happy. I mean, it's so over dramatic, and these stupid idiots, instead of helping her, they're stealing their freaking food. I mean,
I know.
It's so
although like, so apparently. So what we learn is that there's this pack of feral fucking dogs just roaming around, right? And they only come in, when needed. Wouldn't they be there all the time? Wouldn't they be like trying to shoo them away? So they only come when needed. But like, she's about to have this baby. She's like, her water broke. She's bleeding down her legs. These dogs are like ready to like eat the baby. Why didn't she shut the door?
I know. I don't know. She ended up going into like the cave where they first initially were staying before they made so she got chased into the cave. And reality, she did end up having the child in the cave. That's in the book. That really did happen. And she did say there were dogs that chased her into the cave. So that part of it is supposedly true. I don't know if she was actually getting robbed at the same time. I think that was,
I guess. I don't know. But can we talk about the weird fact that like, so she's ready to have the baby. She can't find Daniel Bruehl anywhere because I don't know. He's like, I don't know, sure.
They went out hunting.
Yeah, or whatever. But she's unfolding newspaper.
I know. It's just
I mean, listen, lady, your body fluids are going to go through the newspaper onto the bed. You might as well just lie on the bed and have the fucking baby, okay?
I know. She's like, I do all this wash. I don't want to clean up more goddamn body fluid.
Okay? I'm putting down newspaper and don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what's happening. And then let's talk about that dinner sequence. So after she has robbed the food from everybody, Ana De Armas decides to throw this like luncheon on a fucking island with their food. And so there's all this food on the table and they all know she stole it. And it's so I guess that's supposed to be the pivotal scene where like it all breaks down and they're like, we know what you're up to, bitch, right?
Mhm.
We know you're stealing the food, and then we know you, doctor, are not a doctor at all. Because I feel like they did something where, Bruehl was like, she's still having this problem. Can you help her? And he does help her, but before he was like, I'm not that kind of doctor or whatever,
Mhm.
or I'm no longer a doctor by society's means or whatever. Man, it's just full of
Yeah.
unappealing characters.
And then he just sticks his hand right up in there and pulls her free.
Did you see that huge thing? He's like, I have to get the placenta, and
It's what the placenta looks like. I've seen them, so it is what they look like. They did
Okay.
actually looks pretty realistic. It's
I
this
mean,
big purple
listen,
brain.
gay man here. I've not seen many live births, okay, but he pulls it out and it looks like a fan. It was huge. I was like, it looks like.
Yeah, when we had Jonah, we had him at home with the whole like team, and when we came out of the tub, the whole house was covered in chucks. And the first thing she does is she takes the afterbirth out, slaps it down on a chuck, and then she shows us how you can tell how healthy the baby is by the way it looks. And she spreads it out and tells you how it's all purple and pink and how it's well colored. And she's explaining all this to us, and we were like, okay. And she's like, now we're going to go ahead and have this dehydrated, grind it up, and you're going to take this as pills for the next month.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's common. In that world,
What?
if you do the whole doula midwife
The
thing.
midwife. Yeah. Totally. Oh my goodness. Wow. But
So,
I
I
was a
mean-
little shocked. I was like, what is that?
I mean, it was kind of realistic looking. I mean, there would have been a lot more blood, of course. A lot more
Oh yeah.
shown. But
Definitely.
that scene, I mean, the birth itself was not that far off. A lot of times they pull out a baby that's like 6 months old, covered in red jelly.
No, I know.
Why
Right?
is it trying to make it look like it was an infant?
That prosthetic special effect baby was worse than the fake silicone babies on Grey's Anatomy. Oh my
Well,
God.
it started to cry, so it had some kind of animatronic.
Dude, so there was some guy under the stage like pulling wires. It's crying. Oh my God! But it was just, it's gonna haunt me.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
that movie. That scene is why you watch the movie. If there's any reason, it's that. And
I
then,
guess. Well, that and the
And-
dinner scene.
yeah, and you're into Law's shelf.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? I think you talked about the dialogue being cringy.
Oh.
The naked fighting was a little cringy because you could tell they were cutting around an actor that didn't want to show it. And so suddenly they're together, and then there's a long shot, and
Lots of
then they're
butt.
together, and then not even a lot of butt, actually. Watch that closely. There's not a
I
lot.
get
Yeah.
that.
So that was awkward. But the biggest cringy thing is her lip syncing to the record.
Oh man, that was bad.
And she had the fan.
God, I was just like, oh please, no. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. And why she's able to pull off this baroness, even though she's not really a baroness, she was just took on
Right.
the name. It's like,
Yeah. So we find out that basically, like, the cute little boy who also shows his butt or whatever, Felix Kammerer, he's like, no, she invented everything that she is telling you is from a movie or it's from a script. She basically is a whore, is what he was saying.
yeah.
And she slept around, and then she just created this persona, basically.
Mhm.
Like you said, keeping up with the Joneses or whatever. But yeah, and then the comeuppance scene is the director shows up, and then she's like just basically coming on to him,
Mhm.
and like he doesn't want any part of it, and she grabs his hand. She's like, "Do you feel this?" And then she pulls him down on top of him or whatever, and then he's like, does this shtick really work on
Yeah.
people? And then she's like, what shtick or whatever. Oh my God, that was yeesh. So like I said, I think she reacts really well to being like let go. Like he's just like, she's like, you're gonna regret it. He's like, I really don't think so. And
I
walks
don't
away.
think so. Bye,
I don't
I'm
know.
out of here.
Scooter was like, he's gay. That guy's gay. That's why he's not calling.
Maybe.
But yeah, that I like I said, the lunch sequence and then that scene I think are her strongest moments here, but everything else is just really It's cringy.
Yeah.
I applaud her fearlessness. She's definitely 100% committed to her characterization of this. And, as somebody who's dabbled in acting, like, I admire that. But it
Yeah.
just doesn't come across on screen. It really
Yeah,
does.
she sticks to it. She really does.
Yeah.
You like it or not.
Yeah. And then, there's this whole, like, it's like Survivor. Like, the Ritter decides he can't align himself with her, so he definitely aligns himself with the Whitwers. But then all of the things that, he's still kind of stealing from them, and then they get all the supplies, and then it's all like, oh, let me take the supplies.
Yeah, and they all pit each other against each other with little pity things. And then if we get the point that one of De Armas's people kidnapped the donkey and then basically forced them to shoot it, knowing that would cause the issues. All that was so ham-fistedly written. It was just
Yeah. It's like Survivor a la a bad community play based on real life. Yeah. Oof. I mean, I'm gonna buy it, but
get out of here.
but I don't know. But like I said, some of this is compelling, but it's such a mess. It's a huge skip, unfortunately. Yeah. Skip for you.
Huge skip for me. I guess the reality of it is that this isn't made for me. I don't know who it was made for.
It's not for me. Actually, you know what? I had the same question. I was like,
70-year-old.
I was like, who? No, Jude Law's dick.
No.
But I mean, listen, when I came out of this, I was like, who was this made for? And then
I don't know.
And then all I read about was Ron Howard Passion Project, and it's like, okay, so it was just for his own vanity. I mean,
well, he said the same thing about Beautiful Mind. That was also a passion project and something he was really in Apollo. So I mean, yeah, you hear Ron Howard Passion Project, you're like, yeah, this is going to be great. This is what, in the end, I was all for Eeny Meeny when we were trying to pick what we were going to watch. And you were like, nope, eat it is. I was like, all right, I'll do it. Whatever. It's Ron Howard. We'll see what he does. I haven't,
regrets.
I haven't hated anything in a while, but this is one of his worst films. I mean, honestly, it's a mess.
Yeah. I may end up loving this as a horrible movie to have on in the background.
Maybe it'll be something you watch back to back with
Madam Web.
When you have, and maybe eventually we'll watch Americana. It'll be really bad too, and you could have a triple feature of
badness
on bags.
Actually, you know what's crazy? Have you seen the poster for Americana? It looks like Honey Bitch.
Yeah,
the poster looks exactly like Honey Bitch. Yeah. Okay, it's called Honey Don't.
I still call it Honey Bitch because Brian just got his Regal membership, Brian Higgins, and he's like, I'm gonna go see a movie on Friday. What are you seeing? I'm like, well, we're seeing this Eden thing, and he's like, oh, I can't get to it because it was too early or whatever, and And he's like, I'll get to it eventually because it's Ron Howard, right? And I was like, what are you watching? And he told me he was watching Honey Don't. And I was like, oh, Honey Bitch. And he's like, what? And I was like, I can tell you're not listening to the podcast. This is Honey Don't.
Oh my goodness.
Honey Bitch. And he's like, what? Oh, sorry, Honey Don't. It's a joke, Jose. Yeah.
Anyway.
I can't not call it Honey Bitch every time.
I know. I can't do it either. I can't not call it Honey Bitch anymore. See, is that mean enough? Is that mean enough? We're not being nice when we call it Honey Bitch, but
I know. Not too nice. Come on, people.
All right. So let me ask you this. What's your plus? What do you got this week?
I am plussing a film. Nothing.
Oh, me too. What are you plussing?
Okay.
Eeny meeny?
No. It's a streamer though. Well, it came to streaming, but this is based off
a tiny streamer.
So this comes from the mind of Clive Barker, and it is an animated family horror film called Night of the Zoopocalypse, based off of a animated or a graphic book that Clive Barker wrote called Zombies. So Night of the Zoopocalypse is on Peacock right now. It had a small theatrical release back in March. It came to my theater for a whole week, and I was like, "What is this?" Had really great reviews. I was like, "What is this movie?" And it popped up on Peacock this weekend, and decided to watch it with the kids. And my gosh, if it isn't just a fucking blast! So Night of the Zoopocalypse is a perfect example of an animated horror film for kids. It's basically a mix of a little bit of Alien, a little bit of Invasion of the Body Snatchers with like I don't know, the zoo movie that Disney Pixar made and
Zootopia.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
you got these animals living in a zoo when a green floating alien thing lands, and then a little rabbit eats that said green glowing thing and turns into an egg that hatches out a little monstrous
Oh my
alien.
God, I'm looking at the preview right now. It literally looks like color out of space for kids.
Yes, and it is so great. It's so neon. It's drenched in 80s neon. It has a great soundtrack. It's up there with Paranorman as far as like animated horror movies that you've got to watch at Halloween. So, folks, Night of the Zoopocalypse, get on this thing. Directed by Ricardo Curtis and Rodrigo Perez Castro, based off of a story from Clive Barker. Basically, it goes that Clive Barker wrote this. It's made more for teenagers and adults. It was definitely supposed to be a PG-13R thing. And
Oh, it's PG.
well, the concept of the book. So Zombies from
right,
Clive
got it.
Barker is more for adults. It ended up forming. It got bought by somebody, and it ended up turning into Night of the Zoopocalypse. They still say thank you to Clive Barker, and he supposedly has said that he thinks it's still really great, even though it's not Zombies. But it's based off of that concept, which in that it's all the zoo characters turn into zombies. In this, they turn into like, island of, body snatchers type of thing.
Fun aliens.
Yeah, fun aliens, zombie aliens. But man, it's fun. It's scary. It's an homage to everything. Like so much, a lot of Clive Barkerisms, a lot of Carpenterisms. It's just as a horror fan, seeing this with my kids and seeing all these little fun Easter eggs throughout the entire thing. Even It Lives. I mean, there's so much fun little hints to classic horror movies. So yeah, this is definitely worth it. Check it out on Peacock. It's a fun little movie. The only voice actor I knew was David Harbour. Parents out there, everybody who has kids who listen to us, you definitely should check this out. It's currently on Peacock. I hope it's still there come October because I'll watch it again with my kids and family. It's funny, it's scary, it's exciting. And I mean, I know we don't like to talk about Rotten Tomatoes, but it's like a 93% on there. Everyone on Metacritic loves it. It really shocked me on how good it is. So check it out. Night of the Zoopocalypse.
So the logline for Night of the Zoopocalypse goes, a wolf and mountain lion team up when a meteor unleashes a virus, turning zoo animals into zombies. They join forces with other survivors to rescue the zoo and stop the deranged mutant leader from spreading the virus. The bunny that eats this peanut-like thing is adorable. And who knew the zombie apocalypse starts with rabbits, folks? Okay, awesome. Also, we don't mention the Whole Food aggregate website on this show.
I know. But
Oil.
I was shocked. Really cool. Go see it. The one thing that's really cool about it is all the animals are voiced by people who have the same accent. Like if it's an African animal, like Dan is the
I love it.
lion, and he's voiced by Harbour. And then there's a coyote or wolf that they become friends with, and that has a very good Southern accent. I mean, everything has.
Oh, okay.
They all have appropriate accents by voice actors from whatever country the animals come from. So I thought that was pretty clever.
That's amazing. And speaking of pretty clever, my plus is also a little streamer, a tiny streamer. So, in homage to our good friend Troy over at Not a Bomb, I saw finally Clown in a Cornfield.
Oh, I'm reading this book. I'm not watching the movie until I finish the book.
Okay, so the book is by Adam Cesare, Cesare, and this is directed by Eli Craig, who directed Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And sadly, even though that film was a huge success and still talked about, Troy also loves that movie, another homage, because Troy doesn't like clowns, folks. That's why I was like, I need to see Clown in Cornfield. But sadly, he Craig didn't really have many movies after Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which is really sad because
Yeah.
you know it's a great film. And so this is finally streaming on Shudder and AMC Plus. So if you have that, you can, or you can VOD it and rent it. The logline goes: a fading Midwestern town in which Frendo the clown, a symbol of bygone success, reemerges as a terrifying scourge. So you are looking at the trailers, folks, and you're like, oh, killer clown. Haha, I've seen this before. It's a slasher movie. There is enough going on in this movie that not only feeds into horror tropes, but actually subverts them.
Yeah.
This is going to become something you are not prepared for, folks. And I will say this without spoiling it, the entire film becomes a very sly commentary
Mhm.
on Generation X versus Generation Y, and you'll just need to see the movie to figure out what I'm talking about, because right off the bat, it's actually there in a beginning scene. The father is played by an actor who I absolutely adore and am in love with, Aaron Abrams. I swear, if they make a movie about Raiders of the Podcast, I'm going to cast Aaron Abrams to play Kevin because they kind of look like. Anyway, Aaron Abrams was on Hannibal. He played one of the forensic guys on Hannibal, and I love him. And I'm like, my God, they've cast him as a dad now. I'm like, this is where Aaron Abrams' career is now. He's playing dads. But anyway, it's a young cast, not a lot of people other than Abrams, Kevin Durand, and Will Sasso are known. But there is some young talent here. Katie Douglas, I don't know where she's other films that she's been in, but she's really, really appealing in this, and not in an annoying, like precocious kind of way. I really did like her lead performance. Oh, she's actually in Ginny and Georgia, which I hear is really, really good. Carson McCormick, he had been in Magic of Editing, Shazam, and that's really the only thing that I kind of know him from. But again, the movie is Vincent Mueller. He's from the Netherlands. He looks like a Dutch Jared Padalecki. I could kind of see where the movie was going, but then it turned into things that I did not see it going. And there are some really, really fun things in this. I don't know that I would watch it again, but it was not a bad time at the movies. So if you have this, there is some gore, definitely. But it it's a rated R film. But I don't know. I kind of dug it. I didn't think it was entirely successful. I'm curious to read the book now because is it a YA book? Is that the deal?
Yeah, but it feels very adult. I mean, it's a YA book because it's all from the perspective of these teens.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Does the satirical tone work in the film? Does it feel like a satire / kind of spoof of the horror genre while you're watching the movie? Because that's what the book is. The book is a complete satire, almost spoof of Stephen King horror films and his style of writing, but done in a more modern day, youthful tone. So it kind of picks fun at the old way of telling horror stories in a new way. It's kind of how the book is unfolding. I'm about halfway through. I'm a slow reader. I've been reading since I picked it up around Mother's Day when we went on our trip, and I read it when I go on trips. So I'm about halfway through the book.
Halfway through. So the thing is that I think it plays it more straight in terms of the horror film, horror film stuff, and then the setup of, Frendo the Clown as like a killer, and is Frendo the Clown killer back, that kind of thing. So I think it plays it straight. It's not satirical, but it's all a setup for this subversion of horror films and commentary on Gen X versus Gen Y. And
Yeah, that's really definitely in the book.
That's really all I can say, because if I say more, it will really ruin the surprises here, because I didn't see some of these things coming. So yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, definitely check it out, folks. Clown on the Corner.
Definitely almost feels like it's making fun of Stephen King's writing. So it's like almost like a young person.
Kind of like small town kind of thing. But I think I feel like you can pick up that small town sort of stuff from any horror writer, right? Like Dean Coons. I almost said the bad
I
word.
know.
Oh boy, honey bitch. Um, honey bitch. Don't say that. Okay. What are we reviewing next week? My God, is it Toxic Avenger time?
Well, we're supposed to be Toxic Avenger. We'll see if it ends up at any of our theaters. So
Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem. But so what we have planned, folks, for next week is that we want to see the new Toxic Avenger starring Peter Dinklage. I've read about this in the trades. When I heard that they were going to use, sorry, I don't mean to laugh, Peter Dinklage as the Toxic Avenger, I was like, this does not sound like a role that Peter Dinklage would do. And how are you going to remake the Toxic Avenger like that? And so we want to review it, but then we are also going to do a crossover episode with John Horgan's, and now for something a little bit different, YouTube channel with the two Johns, John Horgan, John Nance. And we are going to review the original Toxic Avenger, which has a snazzy new 4K release and a snazzy new 8-disc 4K Blu-ray release with tons of extras of all of the Toxic Avenger movies. I almost bought that, but then I was like, pull back, sister, and just watch it on streaming.
yeah,
You'll be fine.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's what we plan. Hopefully for
That's
next
the
week.
plan.
This is that's what we have geared up. If
Hopefully we
make
can
to
see it.
By the way, I don't know if they're re-releasing Jaws in 3D, but I had seen it in 3D years ago, and I have to tell you that 3D conversion is fucking fantastic.
What bet?
The cinematography lends itself to 3D film, 3D filming and 3D like cinematography. So if you have a chance to see it in 3D, please do so. It makes it even creepier.
Yeah,
when
like
it's
3
underwater.
years ago, did you see the Dawn of the Dead 3D that they released?
Yes, that was
Oh my
fantastic.
God,
It
it
was
was
so
so good.
good. Oh my God, when the hands are like in the elevator, I was like, ah, yeah, it's
I loved that
amazing.
conversion. It was,
Yeah.
you could tell it took them 10 years, and what did I hear? $50 million or something. It's
but
insane.
well fucking worth it, man. I'm sorry, I want 3D to come back. When Avatar comes back, I want everything 3D. You know, Eden would have been better in 3D. Because,
You want that shelf ass to come out at you.
right.
So you can put your popcorn on top of it. Pretend you're throwing your popcorn on there. And there's a
Anyway.
popcorn bucket idea. Jude Law's
Oh my
ass.
God. Oh my God. Like the Dune sandworm. That would be amazing. I would absolutely get that. Or better yet, it could be like David Cronenberg Naked Lunch. It could be like his ass and then the typewriter.
Yep. You could choose either his ass or Boobs McGee's cleavage. You could just choose which one you liked. Depending on what side you punted on, you could totally choose.
Wow. They really need us in the marketing. Okay.
Ew, that would have sold.
All right. And if you love us, you will certainly love our Podfathers, A Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema. I think Sammy went on a recent trip to see our
He
friend
did.
Randy in California.
He did.
And then, of course,
And he watched Honey Bitch, and he said he liked it a lot.
he did say he liked it. Still not watching it. The stench of Drive Away Dolls is still on it. No, thank you.
Ew.
And then Not a Bomb, which, by the way, Not a Bomb did a great episode on Sky Captain and the Land of Tomorrow. So please check that out.
Yeah.
Then you also love the burping. Sorry. You know what happens? It's the fish oil. I take fish oil with water in the morning, and then when I drink coffee, it like makes it explode and bubble up. Anyway, okay. You also love the OG's Night of the Living podcast, Wild Dream podcast, Death by DVD, Raiders of the podcast. Really, the Aaron Abrams doppelganger. It's a compliment, Kevin. You're beautiful. Backflip Cinema podcast. And now for something a little bit different. I mean, he's got to compete with Tyler, okay? So that's what's going on. Two hunks over at Raiders.
Have you seen Craig lately? Craig's looking hunky too. He's looking good.
I always thought Craig was a hunk anyway.
Yeah, he's looking great.
And now for something a little bit different. Caliber 9 from Outer Space, Feminine Critique, and Talk Without Rhythm with Goro. Is that a nod to Dune? I don't know. Maybe. June?
Maybe.
June?
June, as
June?
Kevin calls it. June. June Tia.
June?
June Tia.
What are you watching? Anyway. Parting thoughts, Mike.
Oh, my parting thoughts are get out there to the movies, before summer ends. I guess we're at the end of summer.
Oh my
Even
God,
in the
school starts Monday. School starts Monday.
It already started here. I've been
Oh,
on
shit.
for a whole week here. So school's going. Get out there, enjoy live music, get to the theater. Yeah, enjoy yourself.
Yes. And as always, be kind, be open, be vulnerable. That's where the art is. See you, folks. Like, subscribe, follow, do all those things.
Follow, share. Thanks all.
Woohoo!